I have been making this pasta for a few weeks now and I honestly cannot get enough of it. It is so freaking scrumptious. Like, you're gonna make this once and you're gonna be addicted. It is craveable. It's maybe a little bit on the naughty side. Wouldn't call it a health food, but damn, it's a great date night pasta. It's a good pasta for when you've had a bad day or when you've had a great day and you're celebrating something fun. You're gonna make this pasta because it is creamy, it's garlicky, it's so full of flavor. It's like if Alfredo and like a rosé sauce had a delicious buttery baby. And that sounds a little weird now that I say it. Delicious buttery baby. But really, I'm so excited to show you this recipe. It is bomb.com, so let's get right into it. We've got coconut milk. We have about a pound of grape tomatoes. I have 3 onions, some garlic. We're gonna caramelize that all down with some mushrooms until we have this beautiful, thick, rich, buttery sauce. It's just so full of flavor. You can make this pasta with any kind of pasta noodle that you like. I'm just using spaghetti. And to add some plant-based protein, I've got my soy curls here. Y'all know how much I love my soy curls, so I'm just gonna get those hydrating before I start anything. Okay, so I've got 3 like relatively small-ish, medium onions. So we're just basically going to slice them up. We don't want to dice them. I want like nice thin strips. Okay, yes, we have a lot of garlic. This is by no means a small amount. We're doing 6 cloves of garlic. The garlickier the better, so I'm just doing long slices. I'm not even gonna mince it up because you just don't even need to. It's just gonna melt into the sauce, which is gonna be so very good. Yay, garlic and onion. Okay, let's go and cook the crap out of this. Okay, people, so we're just gonna start by heating up a pretty deep, kind of large saute pan, as you can see here, whatever you have. And we're gonna warm up about a tablespoon of oil. Okay, and while the oil is heating up in my pan, I'm just going to pop my soy curls into my air fryer. I just toss them in some nutritional yeast, garlic powder, and soy sauce. Super simple, but so effective. Our oil is hot AF, so I'm gonna add in our onions. I've got the oil heating up at about a medium-high temperature. And we're just gonna give that a little stir. Just cover it with a lid. We're just gonna kind of check on this every 5 minutes or so until the onions have started to kind of soften up, get a little bit more translucent, pretty fragrant, and we'll go from there. Whoa! Ooh, yes, we're already getting some nice color on our onions. Maybe a little too much color, if you know what I mean. What we're gonna be doing kind of occasionally is when you start to notice that some brown stuff is sticking to the bottom of the pan, basically we're just gonna add a little splash of water here and there just to deglaze the pan and kind of lift some of that delicious flavor off the pan and put it into the onions. It's all about the flavor, baby. Now that our onions have been kind of cooking down for about 3-4 minutes, we can add all the other vegetables. We're gonna add the tomatoes whole. Yes, whole. You don't even have to slice them because they're just gonna kind of swell up and burst as they cook, release all their juices. And we're gonna add all of our mushrooms. Just give everything a good toss. Put a lid back on it and just let it work its magic. Okay, once it's looking real steamy like this, then we can pretty much keep the lid off because now all the juices from the mushrooms and the tomatoes are starting to release and they're pretty much gonna be deglazing the pan for us as it cooks. And so I don't really need to keep the lid on. I don't really want to trap any more moisture. I really want to get like some good caramelization happening. So that's what we're gonna do. Yum, 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 yum. At this point, we can add a little bit of salt just for flavor and a little bit of pepper. Okay, things are really coming along. It's been about, I want to say 15 minutes that we've been kind of creating this here sauce. The onion, the tomatoes, the mushrooms have really started to saute down quite nicely. The tomatoes are releasing a lot of their juices. Things are starting to smell so good. So at this point, I want to take all this garlic and I'm going to add it right to the pan. I didn't want to add it in the beginning because I didn't really want to lose that garlicky flavor, which tends to happen when you cook it for a long period of time. So we're going to add that in now. All 6 cloves of ya. Okay, and now that we've added in the garlic, we're going to add the final ingredient of our sauce, which is a can of coconut milk, not coconut milk. Full fat coconut milk. Of course, if you want to do light coconut milk, that's fine. And of course, I want to keep seasoning as we go. So I'm gonna add a little more black pepper, another little pinch of salt. I'm gonna turn the temperature down to medium-low. We're just gonna give this all a really good stir. And we're just gonna let this sauce kind of come together for about 10 more minutes. We just want the flavors of those caramelized onions, the stewed tomatoes, the mushrooms to just really infuse the coconut milk. It's gonna be so delicious. Okay, our sauce is looking pretty saucy. So I just strained our pasta noodles. I'm just gonna add those right into the sauce. And oh my gosh, if you could only smell the smells that are in my kitchen right now, people, you would just die. Okay, so we're just gonna basically now give this all a toss. I turned off the heat for the sauce, so we're just gonna let the residual heat do its thing. And of course, we can't forget our protein source, which we have right here. I'm gonna add in those soy curls that I air fried. We're gonna do our best and hope that Janelle picked a saucepan that is big enough for everything. So good. Do you see this, people? Do you see this? This is just so scrumdiddlyumptious, and I am so excited to eat dinner. I always like to add a little bit of extra black pepper on top. And then this stuff, oh my gosh, you guys, from Trader Joe's. This dairy-free shredded Parmesan cheese alternative. This stuff is like probably one of the best tasting vegan Parmesan cheeses I have ever laid my hands on. Ooh! It's got a nice saltiness to it and it's just banging. I know this may not look like much. It might just look like noodles with some cheese on top. But it is so much more. It is so much more than that. Oh, it's so hot. That is good. It's just got like the perfect creaminess from the coconut milk. It really doesn't taste overly coconutty at all, honestly. I barely even notice it. The flavors from the caramelized onions and the garlic and the tomatoes adds just nice notes of sweetness, a little bit of acidity. The black pepper on top, the Parmesan cheese, don't skip it. Parmesan cheese just adds a nice little sharp saltiness that is so good. Hallelujah. I should call this my hallelujah pasta. Ooh, maybe I will. Maybe I'll start a trend. Instead of, marry me pasta, hallelujah pasta. Pasta's so good, it'll make you fall to your knees.